What's up, fuckers? Welcome back to another episode of Hoggie's Beer. Now, I always said that I was going to be more consistent and give you guys like 2 videos a week and shit like that, but, life. Wife and kids and cats and work and responsibilities and all that good shit. So I haven't been able to do it the way I wanted to do it, but we're back today. Now, I tell you what, man. Someday soon, I'm going to get my house. And when I get my house, I'm going to have my garage where I'm going to set up my workshop. And I'm going to set up like a nice background. And I might get some like professional lights and a higher quality camera. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be able to do videos, properly. And I'll have a door that I can close and lock and keep the wife and the kids and the cats and the bullshit out. And be able to do this the way I want to. Until then, it's going to be random. Because I'm not going to stop doing this. I enjoy it too much. But I am going to stop trying to put like a schedule on it. Because I ain't fooling nobody but myself at this point. So anyways, regardless of time frames, regardless of how many videos a week or whatever other bullshit, we're back. We got a beer. We got to talk about it. Because today we got us, finally, some Hamms. That's right, 24-ounce can of Hamm's beer. America's classic premium beer. Born in the land of sky blue waters. Alrighty, sure, why not? Now, before I get going on this video, I got to give 3 big shout-outs. First of all, shouts out to OD. Shouts out to 40-ounce food, and shouts out to Hank's Ranger. Reason being, the reason I have this beer is because a few months ago when I was in Vegas, 2-3 months ago, 40-ounce food and I went on a beer hunt, or a malt crawl, as we called it. Now, we were looking for 40s and malt and just interesting, different shit to pick up, but 40-ounce food was also trying to find a supply of Hamms to get to OD, to give to OD, to send to OD, because OD loves him some Hamms, and they stopped distributing it in his area. So when we found it, I said, shit, I gotta take some of these for myself, because I really don't know much about Hamms. I've had it once in my life before, and that was in middle of 2011, because Hank's Ranger, who's a cool cat, he hooked me up with a 40 of Mickey's one time, and then another time he hooked me up with a 12-ounce can of Hamms, and a 12-ounce can of Steel Kettle Light, which I think, if I remember correctly, was like a store brand from some store, supermarket, or whatever. So I have had Hamms once before, but never again. And all it was is that 12-ounce that I actually reviewed back in 2011. I think it was like June 2011 or something like that. So if you want, I'll put the link down there, and you can go check out the old Hamms and Steel Kettle Light video. But this ain't about that, and this ain't a review. We're just going to drink some damn Hamms, okay? Now, I know a lot of people still keep calling my videos reviews. These are not reviews anymore. I'm not pouring it in a glass, talking about it. It has toasty notes, and it has some licorice and some dark chocolate. No, fuck that, okay? I stopped doing that shit. I'm not that interested in that shit anymore. I still love craft beer. I still love good hoppy beer. But the ultimate truth is I want to re-review this, reassess this for my own personal, for my own personal use. Because when I reviewed this in 2011, I was still heavy into the craft beer. Now, as you guys know, I pulled away from the craft beer scene. I mean, craft beer has gotten ridiculous in price, unnecessarily high prices. And on top of that, the hipsters have taken over craft beer. And even before the hipsters started doing craft beer, I just noticed that there were a lot of like snobby, fucking, douchey, arrogant fuckers that drank craft beer, and it's just not my crowd. And a lot of nerdy, obsessive people too. Ooh, the latest release. We gotta get the latest release, the latest heady topper, the latest. Who gives a fuck? They obsess too much about it. So I pulled away from craft beer. And now that I work for myself, and I'm out sweating, and I'm out busting my ass, and I have no boss but myself, and I can actually have a beer with lunch in the middle of the weekday afternoon, I have really come to appreciate bad beer, regular ass beer, and good old American adjunct lagers. I drink a lot of PBR, and this, I've been told, is as good or better than PBR. So from a new point of view of a man who can drink a yellow fizzy beer to quench his afternoon thirst in the sun, let's drink us some Hamms. Man, it took a long time to get to this point. Cheers, fuckers, with a goddamn Hamms. Tastes like PBR. I mean, they're not exactly the same, but they're very similar. They're very smooth. They're both very simple. Once again, I'm not trying to review this fucking thing. But, like I said, it falls into that category. Because when it comes to adjunct lagers, Now, granted, my selection may be a lot more limited than some of you guys. A lot of regular ass beers that you guys get, I do not. But from what I can get in regular 16 ounce 4 packs or in 24s, PBR for me is the best thing going. It's the smoothest, simplest, mellowest, most refreshingest flavor, and it's pretty damn cheap. This, man, I'm not going to say it's the same zip code. I'm not even going to say it's the same block. This is the house next door to PBR. It's smooth and simple. It tastes like crappy American beer should taste. And by that I mean, that adjunct flavor, obviously it doesn't have like that Beck's Heineken Polygirl Euro taste. You know what I mean? There's a bit of adjunct in there. It's light, it's yellowy, fizzy kind of beer, but it's still smooth and refreshing. It's not harsh, it's not corny. It doesn't taste like the cornfield. Shouts out to everybody who lives in the cornfield. In other words, the Midwest. Y'all like corn. I know y'all like corn. That's cool. That's why y'all drink a lot of Busch Light and shit. I know, I've been there. I'm not talking on my ass. I've been there. I've seen this. So shouts out to people who like corn. I don't necessarily like corn, and I don't like my beer to taste like corn. So I really can't appreciate something like this, PBR, and other beers that have adjuncts in them and are made in that adjunct mold, but are not up your ass with the fucking corn husk. You know what I mean? America's classic premium beer. Brewed in the true family tradition from purest water and choicest barley malt, grain, and hops. Grain. Can you say corn? But no, this is good. This is good. Is this a Pabst Hamm's Brewing Milwaukee? Well. Regardless of who makes it or whatever, I like this. And I can see why OD thinks so highly of it. This really is like this and PBR are fucking just great regular ass beers, man. If anybody can recommend a 24 ounce can of something similar, it would be great. I would really appreciate it. I'd love to be able to try something that is just as comparable to these. The closest thing that I can think of that I've had and been able to acquire locally is regular Schlitz. I reviewed it back in 2010, 09 or 10. I know I reviewed it at some point early in my YouTubing days, but it is no longer available. For those who know about this kind of thing, right? They had the regular Schlitz beer, and then they introduced Schlitz Gusto. Not only did Schlitz Gusto never make it to South Florida, but they also pulled regular Schlitz from distribution. It sucks. The only Schlitz I can get is cans of Schlitz malt liquor. Even the quarts of Schlitz malt liquor are gone. It's fucking terrible what they've done. Distribution and selection down here sucks. Oh man, if it wasn't for the hot women and the beaches and the great weather and the palm trees and the gun-friendly laws and the fact that there's no snow and the fact that we have some good sports teams and the fact that we have a multicultural party scene, multicultural food scene. I mean, if it wasn't for all those pluses, I would leave Florida because the beer selection sucks. But it's a small price to pay, really. But anyways, what's my time? This is going to be a 2-part video. Is that 9 or 10? Oh, good. I'm gonna keep this at 10. I'm not gonna finish this on camera. Well, let's try. Nah. I actually like that and I want to enjoy it. I don't want to just kill it. So we're not going to finish that on camera. But this is going to be part 1. I'm going to give you a part 2, which is going to be a grilling video. Might be quick and dirty. Not sure how I'm going to do it. I'm grilling some boneless chops again. Quick and simple. But shouts out to Odin and 40 Ounce Food. Both of them make their own barbecue rub. I have a barbecue rub from both of those gentlemen. I'm going to use it both on the fucking pork chops and drink the other Hamms because I got 2 cans. Grilling. So this is part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. It's going to be the grilling video. And that's it, guys. We're done for the time being. Well, Deke, you're right. Hamm's is pretty fucking good. Let me get the fuck out of here. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned. There's a lot more coming. Peace.